advice, we're going to supply that for you right now. She is a life coach and an author. Her name is Mandy Morris, and she is the author of 8 Secrets to Powerful Manifesting, How to Create the Reality of Your Dreams. Mandy, timing is perfect. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so let's start. First of all, it seems to me that you believe in being proactive. In order to invite or attract a new relationship, you have to, first of all, do a few things for yourself, correct?
Absolutely. But to flip that on its head a little bit, sometimes we think that we have to be perfect, or I hear people always say, I've got to work on myself before I can find love. And I actually don't believe that that's true.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've heard that before when they say, you know, in order to love someone else, I have to love myself first. So you're saying that's not necessarily so. So let's talk a little bit about that. During the pandemic, I think all of us got to know ourselves a little bit better.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us tried to improve ourselves. Why is that not so critical when it comes to attracting a new relationship?
I think it's about intention. So by all means, improving ourselves and growing and becoming a greater version of us, I'm all on board with. And this is actually my own story, and I've seen this kind of play out with others. I actually met my husband in one of the darkest times of my life, and he was also learning and growing. And so if I had thought in those moments, I need to be the best version of me right now, or I need to have all of these past relationship things healed, I would have never stepped forth in the relationship. So I like to just say, it's okay to not be your perception of perfect or have all of the rules on what it looks like to love yourself, because those might not even be correct. And instead find a partner that you can grow with, that you can learn about yourself and learn about your relationship and who you are, what you're bringing to the table together.
I like the sound of this. Okay, you talk about removing the blockages. And when you say blockages, are you talking about someone who may be, for lack of a better term, on the rebound from a bad relationship? Do you have to put that in the rearview mirror first?
Totally can be. So again, I was in a funky situation when I met my now husband, and we had such a beautiful love story in that sense, but I was stepping out of a relationship. And so I wasn't in the best place. And I see a lot of my clients do that, where they think that they need years to heal from a previous relationship. But if you're talking about a relationship, you're 50% of 100%. And so to try to figure out how to make that work alone, you're going to end up with an F every time. And so instead of, I've got to step into this relationship with perfection, I'm never going to get triggered, everything has to be perfect. It's, I'm prepared for, and as you said, proactive about when those triggers are going to show up and when those blockages cause me to sabotage, so that I don't do that.
You know, the word love can be so vague. You know, some people believe love at first sight. And are there any indicators for you that are real, maybe scientifically proven, that say, okay, you're a good match for this person? I guess what I'm asking is, what kind of things should we look for?
I think a big piece is knowing yourself. I'm all about self-mastery. So if I know that I'm coming in with this type of baggage, I'm going to bring something in. So let's say that I have a lot of divorce in my family, or I don't believe that love lasts because of that divorce. I'm going to remember that I stepped in, so that when those things show up, I can step through consciously with willing. And I love the idea of soulmates. I think it's so beautiful, but we have a human story that we all bring to the table. So it's more about, are we growth oriented, and do we want the same things? You know, coming from a psychology level, want absolutely things, then we're really getting a little. But most often, if we're willing to grow, heal together, and discover life together, but discover it there in our own ways, then we'll find a great life partner.
A lot of apprehension in looking for a relationship. The fact that someone is hurt past relationship. Touched upon that a little bit. Do you have any for people there who are trying to heal and they're reluctant to step into a new relationship because past the other one?
I would say one thing, it would be manage your triggers. If you know, I feel like loved, or I feel like I get abandoned, or here's my biggest fear going into this relationship, then when those moments come that you fail, if you step back, and we're kind of flowing on that process, that helps break from those triggers and go, okay, hold on, I'm triggered. This is from my past. This is baggage I'm bringing in. What am I going to do with this? Instead of doing what I would typically do, which causes sabotage, such as runaway, something like that.
I know Valentine's probably is a appropriate time to talk about maybe, you know, getting past someone or moving on. But for those who are not happy in a relationship they're currently in, what would you give? Is it to try to work on it, or if it looks like something that has been reoccurring, should move on?
I would drop a little thought to chew on, and it is that most often didn't work out. It's not because we're moving. It's part of us that was unhealed in a relationship that was unhealed. And so when we see, oh my gosh, I was just dating this bad from my past, or I had something I was about myself and they kept triggering it, then we see that wasn't really the definition of love I was looking for. I'm grateful for the lesson, but I'm ready to move forward and find someone that is my perfect fit.
Is physical attraction dangerous?
It can be when it comes to lust, because lust doesn't last. So most people are a relationship that will be there forever and look a very specific way. And the one that changes is our physical appearance. So absolutely it can be, but natural physical attraction is very important as well. It just can't be at the forefront because it consistently and eventually dissolves.
Mandy Morris, you're very direct. You give really solid, really good advice, and I like the fact that some of it is from your experiences. For people who would like to get a hold of your book, maybe get in touch with you, a podcast, whatever the case may be, how can they do that?
Yes, the 8secrets.com, that is most, of course they could check out my other website, which is Me and More Love, but the 8secrets.com, that book is so into love, so it's perfect for our topic.
What are you, Valentine's Day?
Oh no, don't ask me that. We're the total no Valentine's Day, because, and this sounds actually more cheesy, every day is Valentine's Day with this guy.
Oh, now that's a good answer. Okay, once again, Mandy Morris, we encourage you to pick up her book, as it looks like